Backyard baseball is making a return in 2024? I can't believe it, but this is amazing, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the upcoming release, or I guess re-release of Backyard Baseball for 2024, and then more video games, television, movies, merchandise, everything in the future after that. It really was a shock. I woke up this morning to see Backyard Baseball is making a return. They have a 30-second animation, and it's in the art style of the old games from the 90s and the early 2000s, which makes me excited because I really enjoyed those games, and specifically the characters from those games were special too.
I want to play baseball.
I want to play baseball. They had their own personality, and they were just like fun characters. There was like a spin-off version in the Xbox 360 era with some very watered-down characters. Like all the group felt washed out. Pablo Sanchez didn't even have his pot belly. Why would you even do that? And on top of that, the gameplay from those games was significantly worse in my opinion. So I think everyone has like a sour taste in their mouth from those era of games. We definitely don't want that to come back. You know, we want the OG games. But it seems like the studios making this, Playground Productions, seems to understand that. They want to target the nostalgia of this game series. And if you remember a little bit back, the Kelsey brothers, Jason and Travis Kelsey, they said they had fond memories of Backyard Baseball, and they said in one of their podcasts that they were actually thinking about buying the rights to Backyard Baseball to bring it back.
I've secretly been looking into seeing if anybody holds the rights to Backyard Football and Backyard Baseball, because I want to buy it and get this thing going again. That was the best game ever.
But someone at Playground Productions said, while Jason Kelsey isn't directly involved in this relaunch, he represented an audience of people that, to this day, fondly remember backyard sports as a staple with iconic characters beloved by many. Just like Jason and the millions of other fans out there, Playground Productions recognizes the nostalgia of this franchise and is thrilled to bring it back to life to reach a new generation of players. But it seems like they recognize that Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey just kind of represent age group of like millennials who fondly remember that game series when we were all kids in the 90s and the 2000s. I am one of those. I'm not their age, but I was a kid in the 2000s, so I obviously played these games. I've played it many times on my channel, and judging from like the demographics, it's basically everyone our age and a little bit older, which is kind of funny because it is a game designed for kids. But here's a direct quote from the people at Playground Productions. "We're incredibly excited to reintroduce backyard sports to a new generation of players," Chris Walters, Chief Product Officer at Playground Productions, said in a statement. "We're taking great care to preserve the look and the feel that made the original game so special while updating them with modern features and gameplay that today's audience expects." So that's very vague, but I liked some things that they're saying here. One, that they're keeping the old look and feel of the characters and all their goofy quirks. One thing that is intriguing is saying they're updating them with modern features and gameplay that today's audiences expect. I'm not exactly sure what that means. They said they want to bring this game to PC and mobile first, releasing basically a remastered version of the original games, which was like the 1997 to 2001 era. All the YouTubers you've been seeing playing it the last couple of years have all been playing on emulators. So being able to play it like on your phone on the go, that would be amazing. Some people on Reddit have thrown the idea around, like, what if they did a Switch release or something with like all of the games in one? That would honestly be incredible. I didn't even think about that until right now, but I'd be perfectly fine with how they did it back in the day with one at a time. As long as Backyard Baseball is good, we'll be happy. However, they did say Playground Productions did not confirm if they will work with professional sports leagues to feature the athletes in the games, but they said there could be additional announcements in the future if they were going to decide to do that. I've seen a lot of celebrities with things shaped around backyard baseball stuff recently. Like there was a baseball player in the MLB who had, a Pablo Sanchez bat? That's pretty cool. Bobby Witt Jr. Apparently JJ Watt was wearing a Pablo Sanchez t-shirt as well. So I'm not the only one still excited about this game. I'm glad that people are still locked in on it. It was not in my bingo card that we would see this series again, and especially not in its original form basically, which has me really excited. I'm not sure how they will update it. What new features are they talking about? What new gameplay elements are they referring to? As far as I can tell, the anticipated re-release of the old games is around the end of this year, which will be coming to PC and mobile. And then in the future, I think they have plans to actually release brand new games, and some of those will be making their ways to consoles. They said they want to start out with baseball first because that is their priority, and to be honest, that was their best game series back in the day. And they do have hints at other sports potentially down the road. In this image, it looks like Pete is holding a hockey stick, Ernie's spinning a basketball, Ahmed's kicking a soccer ball in the background, Stephanie, of course, has her baseball glove, and Pablo Sanchez has a football. I guess my only fears is if they're going to make new games in the future, just don't let them be crappy. If it's like the ones from the GameCube era or the Xbox 360 era especially, those were less than ideal. The originals captured that fun, the simple gameplay. It doesn't have to be the most complicated game of all time, you know? I don't need 3D characters either. I feel like the 2D style, it's iconic and it still looks good to this day. Whereas the 3D versions obviously have not aged well with time. I am intrigued what stadiums will return, how much of the roster of characters will return. There's a reason these characters are iconic and we still love them. They show a couple here in this clip. Pablo, Stephanie, Pete Wheeler. We got Dimitri, Ahmed, Tony Del Vecchio and his sister. And we see Keisha looking at snapshots of the rest of the players out there. Jorge's making a turn. Reese is making a return. Vicky Kawaguchi, Sally Dobbs. And I love that they kept the treehouse like the exact same snapshot from the old games. There's instant nostalgia. Bringing back Vinny the Gooch, though. We got the 110% juice, so you have to imagine that's going to be making a return. Gotta have it as the power-up, of course. And it seems like they're keeping the same commentary team as well. We got old Sunny Day back here again.
Play ball!
And we even have the corn dog making an appearance. I would gladly play this game again if it rolls out and it's fire. Will there be any new additions? What will be the skill ratings of each player? Like, will Pablo Sanchez still be the GOAT? Will Pete Wheeler retain his speed? I do find it funny that Ahmed still has his oversized earmuffs, which obviously hasn't aged well, but maybe that kid's still got the Walkman, I guess, or the CD player. Seems like they have an updated design for Kenny Kawaguchi too. I hope Kenny's still an ace pitcher. He seemed like he was like balding in the original game, but here they actually have some hair on him. Now, keeping him in the wheelchair, I think it's the right decision. Kenny's such a good character, and I think all of their like weird quirks and stuff is what makes them special and unique and make them feel a little bit more realistic than the watered down like brand safe versions from the Xbox 360 era. People like personality, man, and that's what the Backyard Sports kids do bring. And what's interesting here is they're bringing it back more than just in video game format. They want to be doing television and movies as well, which I guess interesting choice. From the notes they've said, it seems like they'll be kind of in the vein of like The Sandlot, which makes sense. I assume it could be something like The Little Giants as well. It's still going to be animated if I had to guess. A live action version of Pablo would look kind of weird to me, and I think it would be a bad move too. I'm really here about the video games, but if you make something good and interesting, I'll tip my hat to you, but I'm here to play video games, you know. And they do have a website here of backyardsports.com. So we're going to take a look at it live. Now let's see, we just have like the trailer on here. We can look at all the cards. Is this a 40-minute video of meeting the players from back in the day? Don't have time to watch all that. I remember them perfectly well. But the fact that they're showing all of these old characters has me believing now that they're going to bring back all of them. And they even have an image of the backyard football one with Chuck Downfield. So it sounds like they have plans to do that eventually. Oh, when you click the play ball, it sends you to an email list. They got a Backyard Sports Instagram. It's a little bit creative way. I mean, it's just kind of like all informational stuff, but I like how they did it. Oh my gosh, do they actually have merch already? What? I didn't even notice that. Who's buying the 110% juice pin? We got a Pablo Sanchez hat. I dig it. Pablo Sanchez jersey at $185. I do think that's pretty sick though. And they have like it modeled on what the characters would look like. That's kind of funny. I mean, $185 is obviously expensive, but it's merch for a video game. Oh, the Pablo Sanchez music. Oh yeah, there it is. We're so back. We are so back. I love that. I mean, it sounds like they're taking this very seriously. And from what I'm seeing, I've got a good feeling about this so far. I'm sure everyone is skeptical about these kind of remakes, though. But let's really think about it. If they come back with a game that's not good, with some crappy TV shows or something, we still have the old games. And like there were still those spin-offs of Backyard Baseball, and we totally forgot about those. And I still love the old games. So it's nothing to freak out about if it's not good, you know. But we'll see if they can actually give us something worthwhile. I'm recording this after the fact, and some people do bring up some good points about this company. They said there's only 2 employees and none of them have video game experience. It seems like it's a market test just to see if people respond and if they can get investors. And there's clearly going to be a bunch of attention around this, but that does bring up some worrying feelings if that's the case, if there's nothing actually in development. Like we did see some merchandise and stuff. We saw the website and we saw the trailer, so it seems like they have at least some tests. Do they have an actual game ready to go? Remains to be seen. There wasn't a ton of information here, but I still wanted to make an announcement about it just because I love this game series and I'm excited to see it coming back. Hope you guys are too, and I will update you if there's any further updates about future titles. But please subscribe if you enjoy my content. I've got a lot of backyard content on my channel if you want to go back and watch them. I actually have a 7-hour video of me playing an entire season in one video. But anyways, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. You are Legends of my book, and as for me, I am Drew Morris, Big Ol' Drewski, not the expert. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.